I think a lot of that loneliness also too comes from just, like I said before, you have these dreams and you have all these aspirations of where you think your life's going to go, and it all comes screeching to a halt. That was one of the hardest things to cope with, is just, wondering if you're ever going to get back to doing the things you used to do, or you know, for me, riding dirt bikes has always been my passion, and that's what truly just makes me happy. And to think that could be taken away forever, that really just crushes you. So, yeah, it's it's a pretty gnarly situation.
You can't imagine, I mean, the different world you live in, walking and not walking. It doesn't matter, someone could take me like on the surfboard and with a team of people and say, you can still surf, or, oh, Annette, we'll take you and we have all these different groups and you can still do the things you want to do. No, I can't even get to the soccer field the way I want to get there because someone blocked the gate last week. I mean, literally, some guy just blocked the one entranceway. Nobody could find him. No one knew where his car was. That stuff happens to me all the time. So for me, it's not like I can't do extreme sports. I just want to live my regular life and not have it be a drama for all the people around me. Where's the guy? Who has the key? Where did he go? Oh no, how are we going to get him? Are we going to throw over the fence? Or someone has to carry her? Then my husband's frustrated. Then my kids are like, they got to go to the game. That's the kind of thing that makes me feel bad. As a human being, I'm in the way. I'm a problem. Sorry if that wasn't articulate.
After a spinal cord injury, yeah, loneliness becomes part of the condition because there are places you can't go. So you're not going to get the invitation. And for me, when I got out of the hospital, I was sort of at home, sequestered at home, and this was not my life. I was the type of person who was out hiking. I was not home. So I was out experiencing the world and doing whatever I wanted to do. And now here you are at home in a room and you can't open the door to go outside. You can't get something out of the fridge if you're thirsty. And it becomes a lonely place. And there was times when I would go to the window because I knew that was the time of day when I could get sunlight through the window. Because I couldn't physically open a door and go outside. And it's like, okay, well, if I go to the window from 2 to 3, I'll see the sun. And I'll have the sun on my face. And fortunately, I had a dog with me, but there was nobody else in the house. You're at home alone. Everybody else is out experiencing the world, and here you are trying to redefine yourself. And I remember my dog one day I dropped something, and I asked my dog, I said, can you pick that up? And he couldn't get it for me. And then he tried to get me to get the ball for him, and I couldn't get the ball for him. And we both looked at each other just kind of like, you're worthless. You're so worthless to me right now.
I mean, I would say like 10 years. I spent 10 years of just doing me pretty much. And then within that 10 years, I started to reach out with my activities, but on my terms. I started riding a bicycle again, but on my terms. I didn't go ride with friends. I would go ride to ride, just pedal the damn thing. And then I did an LA marathon with my mother on a tandem bicycle, and we did another and another, and then decided I wanted to ride across the country. And my mom and I and my best friends, I brought my friends in, my two confidants that were there in the beginning, and out of everybody, I guess, had the best understanding. They were patient, they were empathetic, they were loving, but still on my terms.
I'm bummed about prom, yes. The funniest thing, actually, I don't remember this because I was in so much pain and so much morphine, but when I got to UCLA, they were cutting off all my clothes, getting me ready for CAT scans and blah, blah, blah. And my brother worked for a moving company, and he just happened to be in UCLA while I was there. And so he was the first one there. And I don't remember saying this, but apparently I was so mad that I was going to miss prom that I told my brother that I was pissed that I was going to miss prom. And he's like, Sarah, you have so much more things to worry about. And I'm like, I don't care. So my friends try to make me feel better and say, oh, prom wasn't that great. And I'm like, well, you know what? You got to go. So, yes, I do miss prom, but whatever.
I mean, when I went back home, just the simple things of just going to the movies or going out to dinner, just getting into the public, that's the way that I eased myself into just getting back into normalcy. Just to roll down the street, to, like I said, go to a movie, go to dinner. Those things are just seeing how people look at you, seeing how you're able to move around in a restaurant, where you're going to go. All those things played a big role in the beginning of going home. Everything after my injury was a surprise. Like, just the sensations of when you have to use the restroom or eating, and it's just a learning curve, a big learning curve after you get injured about what you can and can't do. And I'm still learning a lot of stuff about myself, my body, and maybe that's what keeps me going. It's just that it's still a challenge, and it's you learn something new every day.
I think the mental test is 10 times harder than the physical. And I think that I'd probably say at least 50 to 60% of people suffering from spinal cord injuries would tell you that the physical work is actually not as hard as the mental work. And that also has to do with correlating to sports too, right? Playing the game of basketball, if you know how to play, it's fairly easy, right? You take a round ball and you throw it up and hopefully it goes in the hoop, right? But it's the mental aspect of that, and like recovery, which is dealing with the fact that it might not go in and that you might not win the game, and that when you're back home that you might not get the girl that you used to be hanging out with, that you might not be able to go on a run with your buddies, that you might not be able to drive when you're 16 years old and everybody else is 16. That's the tough part of it, I think. The breaking the mental sweat is 10 times harder than the physical sweat. But in those moments of not being able to do certain things, that's where you can find your strength, Peace and quiet is very tough for a lot of people. It was definitely for myself. But I think that when you can have conversations with yourself and with, whatever power above, that's where your strength comes in, and that's where you can start strategizing how you can get better, and that's where the real honesty and humility come in.
You got to wake up every day and realize, hey, you know what? I'm not going to be able to walk, tomorrow or the next day or the next day. I'm in this wheelchair and these are my new legs, I got friends that are paraplegics that'll sit there and they'll sit there and bitch about being in a wheelchair, and I'm like, bro, what are you bitching about, dude? You could at least move. You could roll yourself around. You could feed yourself. You can get yourself a drink. I'm like, I can't do any of that, dude. I'm like, I gotta wait for a nurse to give me a drink of water, feed me some food, give me a bath, any of that, dude. You could shower yourself. I'm like, how do you think I feel? I can't do any of that. I have to rely on someone every single day, You know what? It's all good. It's all good. At first it was hard, but now it's I just look at it as they're my arms, They feed me, they shower me, they brush my teeth, they wash my hair, they brush, wash my face, get me dressed, all that, It's kind of like a chauffeur service, I get driven around. I don't have to drive. I'm cool, dog.
I definitely think there is Ooh, sorry. Oh my goodness. Ooh. Like when I was first injured, all my friends were in Sacramento or in college somewhere. So when I moved back home, I feel like I left my whole entire life back in Sacramento. Sorry. So it was kind of like I lost a lot more than just my ability to walk. Like I lost my friends and my whole life that I had. Sorry. But it's very hard to explain, but it definitely helped moving here and like finding the girls in LA that I have now, the girls in the dance team who have helped tremendously, like make it feel like I'm not alone anymore. You know, like they're all similar to me and they're all going through life day by day, doing the same things in the same situation. So that's helped a lot.